Breaking news from CBS 17 News.
I would not be the woman I am. I would not be the officer I am, without her.
Breaking news tonight, the Army identifies Captain Rebecca Lobach from Durham as one of 3 soldiers inside the Black Hawk helicopter involved in a deadly midair collision with an American Airlines plane.
We spoke to friends and family hearing what they have to say tonight as this tragic news unfolds. This is what we know right now about this deadly midair collision. At least 41 bodies have been recovered, 28 of them identified. The black box for the airline as well as the helicopter have been found. A full investigation could take at least a year, according to officials.
Friends across the Triangle are shocked and grieving tonight. Lobach graduated from UNC Chapel Hill after going through the ROTC program there, eventually becoming a pilot.
CBS 17's Dina Hartley joins us now. And Dina, you were the first person to break this story nationally, so tell us, what's the latest?
Yeah, so I've spent really all day today talking to a lot of her friends, people who knew her, people that were texting her the day of the crash, checking in on her. They told me those texts never went delivered. They talked a lot about her experience as a pilot, of course, but her friends told me more important than that, they really just want her to be remembered as a good friend. They told me she had a contagious laugh. They're obviously just shocked and devastated to hear this, but now they really want her to be remembered for who she actually was.
I would not be the woman I am. I would not be the officer I am, without her.
Lexi Freeze chokes up talking about Rebecca Lobach, her fellow military member, mentor, and friend.
Always giggling together, and it was just you always had fun with Rebecca. If I had a situation and I needed help, she was there and figuring it out for me.
Rebecca was one of the pilots inside of a Black Hawk helicopter involved in a fatal crash this week in D.C. She's a Durham native who graduated from UNC Chapel Hill in 2019, where she was involved in ROTC. Several friends tell me they texted Rebecca after hearing about the crash to check in on her, but those texts never went through. One of Rebecca's best friends, Sam Brown, didn't want to talk on camera, but says Rebecca was a distinguished military graduate from UNC Chapel Hill. It's a distinction only given to the top 20% of all cadets nationwide. Brown says Rebecca was a patriot who loved her country and trained to be the best of the best. Other friends say they owe their entire careers to Rebecca's mentorship.
If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be an aviation officer in the DC Guard. I don't know if I'd be an aviation officer at all. She really inspired my entire career. For weeks, I would send her a job posting, be like, I'm going to apply to this. And I'd send her my resume and cover letter, and she would tweak things for me and help me prep for interviews.
Another friend, Sabrina Bell, also didn't want to go on camera, but she says Rebecca was the happiest person she has ever known. She says Rebecca was meticulous in everything she did and never acted impulsively. Other friends say Rebecca was determined.
Not only did she care about being a leader and being the best officer she could, but also about being the best pilot she could.
And now her legacy lives on.
My goal for when I leave in flight school in April is to follow in her footsteps and bring her honor through all I do.
And the fellow service members and the friends who say Rebecca's he'll love, her dedication to her country, and her open heart are what they're going to remember.
She was just the type of person that would always go above and beyond for the people that she loved.
And Rebecca's family did release a statement today as well that says in part, quote, Rebecca was many things. She was a daughter, sister, partner, and friend. She was a servant, a caregiver, an advocate. Most of all, she was loved and she loved. Her life was short, but she made a difference in the lives of all who know her, end quote. You can find that full statement and much more from her friends and her legacy on our website, cbs17.com. Dina Hartley, CBS 17 News.
All right, Dina, it just sounds like she really was an inspiration. Of course, this news absolutely devastating to the Triangle community, a local family mourning their daughter tonight.